Declan Rice, it's very much been the driving force for them this season, Rio. How do you think he keeps improving his game?
I think the key word there is improving. That's one of his biggest desires, to just keep looking at his game, analysing it, always looking to add parts to his game. And I think these clips that we've got here that we're going to play really just epitomise the way in which that he's growing and what he's improving. But as the ball comes to him there, a centre midfielder who's a holding midfielder, who everyone associates that tag with him, will just lay it out here, shift it out there, and let others go and do the work up the pitch. And he would sit and secure things behind the ball. But this season, completely changed. Driving forward, analysing, looking, head on the swivel, looking to see who's available, and then putting the ball on a sixpence for someone to finish and change the game. And they're the bits that people don't associate with Declan Rice. Sitting midfielder, holding, one-dimensional, but everything but that now. Again, here you see him receive the ball, edge of the box, they win it. Again, what you'd associate with as holding midfielder, sitting midfielder, yep, play it there, sit and stay. He wants to now affect the game. He doesn't want to just be sitting on the edge of the box, cleaning things up and giving it to other people to play. Here again, analysing. But what I want you to see is the ball comes back to him. This move now is trademark Declan Rice. As the ball comes back to him, I'll play it in slow motion. He pretends to go back towards his own goal, which people expect a defensive midfielder to do. But this is very Joe Cole-ish, drops his shoulder. Yeah. See you later.
He's so mobile. He's like a young Steven Gerrard in that sense. You don't want to compare him to him, but that is a lovely bit of use of the body weight. He's come on bundles.
But you see him here. He gets the ball back here. If I tell you that this defensive midfielder that everyone keeps calling him is going to drive the ball up the pitch to the opposing penalty area, you'd say no chance, not at all. But this is what I mean. He wants to be box-to-box, a Yaya Toure type
Should
player.
we stop calling him a defensive midfielder?
I don't think he even appreciates. He doesn't even like it. This is Old Trafford. He could sit there, could hold, secure the result. He wants to affect the game. It's his attitude, the way he leads, the way he drives. He's carried the ball. This is an amazing stat. He's carried the ball more than any player in the league this season. Look at the distance. Look at that.
Best midfielder in the league.
Most distance carried. Best what?
Midfielder in the league.
On form, he's in the argument. He's in the shake-up 100%. I mean, you've got two midfielders here who can give you a bit of analysis on that as well.
He's not better than Bernardo Silva.
He was asked, actually, JJ, he did an interview with BT this week, and he said it was Bissouma, Bernardo Silva, Pogba, Kovacic and Rodri were the best midfielders. I think he didn't want to pick himself there, but...
Oh, he'll be in there. Like, I definitely think that he, come the end of the season when the PFA nominees are up, I think he'll be up for the big award, personally. He's had a real standout season. I think all the things that Rio's just been talking about there are to do with responsibility and your belonging at a football club as well. As a young midfield player, he might have knocked that one to the side when Mark Noble was next to him at one point, but he's now kind of, he's took control of his football club, not just the team. He's a leader in there now, and he's doing what he wants to do. He's imposing his own imprint and his own style on the game, which is why he's driving forward now. And that only comes with age, experience, time. He's an international, and he does the same for England as well. But those players that you mentioned, he sits amongst them as one of the best midfielders in the league right now, definitely.
How is he growing into that role as leader for them as well? I mean, you mentioned Noble. He's said to be in discussions about a role upstairs.
Yeah.
How well is he taking over?
It's important, from a tactical point of view, it's important not to pigeonhole him because he's developing all the time. Like you said, 2 years ago he was a holding midfielder. Now, he's a bit of a hybrid of everything. I think from the leadership perspective, I know he's very close to Nobes, and I've worked with some great captains in my career, and Nobes is up there with anyone. So the biggest thing this kid's got is obsession with learning and developing and getting better. So not just on the pitch, he's probably looking at the mannerisms of what Mark Noble does off the pitch and think, right, that's a leader, that's someone who's been at a club a long time, I'm going to take a little bit of that. He's probably gone away with England, looked at his mate Mason Mount, driving forward through midfield, I want to take a little bit of that. And he's added so much to his game, he's almost, it's very hard to put a value on him because there's no weaknesses. The club, it's a necessity for the club that they nail him down if this club's going to go forward and build the whole culture around him, because you won't get another gem like him for many, many years.
I want to ask you, Rio, because you came through the system at one point and people were thinking, Declan Rice was going to be a centre-half. And when you were playing in a midfield role for West Ham, did you always know in your heart of hearts that you were going to be a centre-half?
Yeah.
Because with him, there are similarities, aren't they? But with what he does in midfield, he's a midfielder.
Yeah.
categorically.
I was always going to be a centre half.
Yeah.
I went in and
because there was a question with Declan at one point: is he going to be a centre half or not?
The first time I saw Declan play in the first team was in the first centre half against City here.
Yeah.
But when I came in the first team, I always knew I was going to go back.
Yeah.
No matter how well I'd done in the first team coming in midfield, I scored 2 goals in 5 games. I hit the ground running. But I was always going to be a centre back. Whereas him, he said in an article recently, "I'm not a centre back. I've got too much to my game now to be regarded as a centre back," and you have to admire that. He's come out, he's put he's a flag in the sand and said, "This is me. I want to go forward." But for him, for young players that are looking at people as examples, I think he's a great one. Anyone he speaks to, he asks questions. Always ask questions, and there isn't a silly question when you want to gain knowledge. Keep asking, and that's what he does. He's like a sponge. He wants more information to enhance his own game.
How important is Champions League football if they want to keep him?
Well, it's a similar thing happened to me, Lynn, at the club. You're at the club, you become captain, everything's going well, blah, 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 but then you go away with England and and Rio will tell you the same, you look at your mates winning trophies and playing in the Champions League and it looks a lure, you want it. You're a young man, you want to hear that music. If he can achieve it with West Ham, then incredible. They've got a hell of an opportunity at the moment. So he'll be looking at that. His future will be undecided, that's for sure. There's so many balls juggling. So, but one thing for sure, come May, if West Ham don't get Champions League football, there's going to be 4 or 5 big, huge clubs knocking on the door for him.
But it would be enough to convince him, you think?
Yeah, I think he wants to play in the biggest competition. I think with West Ham being in the Champions League, it's a hard one for West Ham to say, "Oh, you're going to go." But I think it'd be as hard for him to say, "I'm going to leave" on that note. So I think, listen, he'll be doing his utmost to get West Ham in that position to play in the Champions League, and good luck to him.